This is Secret from Acustica Audio. Now, from what I've gathered from the hints, this is inspired and sampled from gear that was used in Crystal Industry Sound's studio. The likes of Jimi Hendrix, Barbra Streisand, the Jackson 5, The Doors, Eric Clapton, Marvin Gaye, and probably the most prominent was Stevie Wonder. So let's take a look at the controls. Of course, at the top with most of their newer plugins, the preset management section. The next section is simply the readout for the signal itself, in and out. We have the EQ display, and then you can actually click this button here to see the spectrum analyzer. On the right here, we have the listen modes and a nice handy bypass button. To the far left and far right, starting on the left, we have the resize options, and this is real time, so you don't have to reload the plugin to resize it. And then to the far right, we have the oversampling section with 3 oversampling options to choose from. We have dedicated preamp section, 6 different preamps with the special one labeled tape. Preamp of the console, of the EQ, and 3 separate compressors. The Ultra option, the Alive option, gives the preamp even more realistic behavior by introducing imperfections into the preamp signal path. We have low cut, high cut filters. These are fixed at 50 and 10 kilohertz. And then the output knob here for the entire plugin. Next to the preamp, we have the 3-band EQ. So for the high frequency section, you can cut and boost. And mind you, these frequencies are not matched. So it's just that some are boost and some are cut. Same with the other 2 bands. Cut, boost, cut, boost. Now the only one that shares the same frequencies are the mid band. The low band has different frequencies for cut and boost. Next to that, we have the compression controls. So of course, the usual attack, release, threshold, ratio. We also have the shape mod, a sidechain filter, your makeup gain, your dry and wet. In the middle, starting with the activation button, and this is how you would activate it. And before I forget, any switch you see here is to activate and deactivate that particular option. So you can save some CPU cycles by turning off things you're not using. So with the compressor, we activate it here, but we also have the attack hold, the release hold, and an internal trim that functions inside of the compressor. So if your signal is just not hot enough, give it more gain. Or if your signal is too hot, then you can reduce that here. And then down here at the bottom, we have, of course, the 3 separate compressor types, one based off pulse width modulation, FET, and VCA. The gain reduction meter is here, as well as the compression display. So what this will show you is the level coming in, and at the top it will show you when the compression is kicking in. One thing I noticed is that if you start bringing down the threshold slowly, you will see the compression happening here before the meter actually shows. And that's a good thing, because that lets you know that you're just getting the texture, just a little bit of the texture of the compression onto your signal. And that can be very useful, because I did use this rather light as far as the compression is concerned on a number of the tracks that we use this on. Finally, to the right, you have your ratio display. So simply when you change the ratio here, it will show you what it's doing. So at its lowest, it's pretty light. At its heaviest, it's almost brick wall. That is the controls. let's take a look at how we used Acustica Audio's Secret. Here is our contributing composition for today's review. How we use this here. So we have the drum bus, we used it, the kick drum, the hat, the snare. We also used it for the shaker. And this is a bongo track that actually should be a bus track, right? So that's adding that to, we have 3 separate bongo tracks that I didn't realize we had, but it was an ambient one, another ambient one, and then the actual dry bongos. So those 3 are combined on this track, and then of course we're using Secret on that track. The music bus we used it on, all right, the bass, the keys, the Rhodes, and then of course on our vocal track. So for the lead, I'm using Secret, and just in case anybody's curious, Lava, we're using, which seemed to be my favorite thus far, the Sony C800 emulation from Acustica. And then the harmony bus itself has a instance of Secret on it as well. And then finally on the master bus, we're using it.